What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, and I'm trying to figure out how to eliminate this noise, man. Hold on. There we go. Got some notifications popping off that I needed to get rid of. Hopefully that did the trick. Hopefully. But yeah, man, it's your big brother K-Rino, and we're here tonight, Friday Night Live. Uh, got an important one tonight, and I don't feel like I'm gonna be a long time. We'll see where the conversation goes and see who decides to join in. But I don't feel like I'll be long on this because what I got to say is not gonna take a lot of time, in my opinion. But whatever the time frame is, be sure that y'all hit the like button as y'all come into the room, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Make sure you always have your notifications on, and we're gonna get right into it. Now, if y'all remember, some of y'all may remember, some of y'all may not be aware. Hey, y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. If you're in here, click like. If y'all remember, uh, Bun B had an incident a while back. Rapper Bun B, he had an incident a while back where someone home invaded him and his wife and was literally holding his wife hostage. And Bun protected his wife by firing off on the dude, popping the dude. I don't think the guy died, but Bun successfully protected his house and let me say it in the right order. Bun successfully protected his wife and protected his house. And so now I guess that the trial is coming up. Well, yeah, because the guy didn't die. So now the trial is coming up for this guy, and I'm coming under the understanding that people are fixing their mouth to say that by Bun testifying in that trial, they're saying that he's snitching. And I can't say that information blew my mind because I just know how ignorant that we have become as a people. And so a person who's on the internet every day should never be surprised at what the internet says. And when I say with the internet, these are just regular people. So just people in the world who express their stupidity over the internet. So people are upset with Bun. Not everybody, just the dummies are upset with Bun because they're accusing him of being a snitch. Because some fool was trying to do whatever what they were going to do to his wife and in his home, and he successfully stopped him. So now, quite naturally, when a situation like that occurs, police are going to be called out. Police are going to be involved. There's going to be a report. There's going to be a line of questioning. There's going to be an arrest. There's going to be a trial. And every party that is involved in this case is going to have to make some type of a statement, whether it be behind closed doors or whether it be out in the open in the trial or both. So a man who was protecting his family now has to speak on it and give details of it in order to secure a conviction for a criminal who was clearly recklessly running about and had no business on the streets. And instead of the criminal being vilified and being chastised verbally, is the one being chastised verbally by certain members of the community who are caught up in this ignorant no snitching code that's going around, that's been going around for a few years. And it's weird because a lot of the people who say that, these are the ones who, number one, they wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, a lot of them. Number two, the ignorance is overpowering any sense of logic and understanding about a situation. And number three, they are perpetuating a, not a narrative, but they're perpetuating a false code, or promoting it as something that the Black community should actually stand by and stand on. You got no business standing on that. First of all, what Bun B is doing is not even snitching. It's not even snitching. That's the funniest part about it, is a lot of people who subscribe to this no snitching code, they don't even know the definition of what snitching is. Snitching is not me making a statement about what happened in order to secure getting a fool off the street and they did something to his own family. It's not even doing the same exact thing, and it wasn't your family, regardless of how y'all want to look at it. If you was the neighbor, that's not snitching either. Man, yes it is. No, man, you crazy. That's, man, no, man. Only people who have no love and no respect for the community think like that. Think that it's more okay to have a criminal running free and loose, carrying out all manner of atrocious acts on members of the community, old, young, and in between. It's all right for that person to be walking around. That's not a problem. But if somebody informs law enforcement and works to get these fools off the street because they want to have a safer environment for their children, for their wives, husbands, families, grandmothers, mamas, and themselves, you're a snitch. That's the bad thing. This is how messed up our minds are. But the killer is at home chilling. Everybody gonna say nothing. So this man did what any man would, or I would say should do, in the defense of his wife. And now we're doing what we always do. We're trying to turn it around to make it be something negative against him. Nobody's mad at the home invader. See how backwards we think? People who think like that are enemies to the Black community. You are an enemy to us. You are almost worse as the person who's out committing the crimes. So if you ask these type of people who think like that, and you say, well, how should that be handled? What is the solution then? If the solution is not to get these type of people off the streets through means of law enforcement, which is what they're actually paid to do, then what is the means that you suggest should be carried out in order to clean the streets up? And you know what a lot of them would say? A lot of them would say, man, you know, the streets gonna equalize it. Or you supposed to go out and get them. You supposed to go out and do it yourself. But the people who say that, It's only a handful that's really true to that. You ain't gonna get out and do nothing. You suggesting something that's how somebody should handle something, and it's not even something that you would even do. So this is what you would do. You would either do the same thing that other members of the community would do. You would go tell why you talk about no snitching, or you would just be a coward to just try to stand on those codes and just say, okay, well, hey man, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. Meanwhile, this dude done killed your mama. Meanwhile, this dude done raped your daughter, done raped your little baby daughter. Or they haven't raped they haven't killed your mama or your baby daughter. I guess we'll get to that in a second. They've killed somebody else on your block, mama, baby daughter, or raped your somebody's baby daughter that you close to the neighborhood. You know they did it. You're not supposed to get that person off the street. Y'all make me understand. All under the umbrella of, hey man, I'm true to the code. I ain't saying nothing. But this dude walking around, y'all see him every day. And guess what y'all will do? Y'all will talk among yourselves. Yeah, that's a boy right there, man. That's one. He the one shot that lady. Yeah. Oh, that's him? That's him? Yeah. That's him over there. That's what y'all will do. So you ain't gonna carry out no street justice. You not gonna do it. You a lie. You ain't gonna do it. But if somebody else comes along and turns that person in or informs, hey, wait, man, this is the guy that did it, blah, 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 whatever. You all on social media, you all in the neighborhood, destroying the name of the person that did that instead of destroying the name of the person who carried out the crime in the first place. How stupid can you be? Click the like button, man, if y'all are watching right now, man. Click the like button for your big brother. So you co-signing the crime. You are co-signing the crime, bro. I ain't no snitch. And like I said, to me, that's not even what snitching is. Can I give an example of what my definition of snitching is? My definition of snitching is, and I've said this before, three or four people go out and commit a crime. Three dudes go out and rob a store. Somehow, one of the dudes gets caught. Police are chasing. One of the dudes, everybody running different ways. Three dudes take off running. The police catch one. They catch one guy, bring him in. Other two gone. There's no surveillance footage. They don't know who it was. They had on masks. There's no way of knowing who the other two accomplices was or were. The dude they caught is getting interrogated. He decides to say, well, just to be honest with you, man, it was me. It was Lil T. And it was John, man. Now, somebody correct me, but to me, that's snitching. Because the other two, hey, they gone, they out the picture. There was no way they was going to get caught. You just pulled them in with you because you got caught. or they offered you some kind of deal to say, hey man, look, I know we know it was 3 of y'all. Witnesses say it was 3. We can make this a lot easier on you if you just tell us who the other 2 was. To me, that's snitching. Because if we all go out and commit the crime together in a situation like that, and one person get caught, hey man, you got to eat it. You the one got caught. You wasn't fast enough. But why is it? Because some of y'all might not agree with that angle. But why is it that in those situations, the person who gets caught, they're more willing to get their co-accomplices off the streets than people in the neighborhood? Now, of course, you'll say, well, no, they more willing because now they trying to get lesser time. Now they trying to get a deal. Now they don't want to go through this by themselves. But whatever the reason is, they've now contributed to making the community a lot safer after them, after they've done what they did. But you some square, some little nerd, some little dude that didn't watch TV or watch somebody on the internet or seen some movie or seen somebody saying this or heard some rap song and talking about snitching and standing on the code and standing on business and not, and now you following behind that, not even understanding the ramifications of it, not even understand the layers of it. And you following that BS. Meanwhile, the community going to hell in a handbasket. This is how messed up in the head that we are. So now I decide I ain't snitching. I ain't telling. Mm-mm. Yeah, I know who did it, but I ain't telling. I ain't no snitch. And that's a badge that you wear that you know who shot them people, and they might know you know. So now you can walk around the neighborhood like, yeah, I ain't say nothing, man. But now that person is free and running around free to do more damage. They free to go kill somebody else, to go rob somebody else, to go rape somebody else. Could be somebody in your family that they end up taking out next. Could be somebody in your family that gets killed. Could be your little cousin that gets molested or whatever's going on, right? Could be. So now you find that out, you know who's doing it. So I've even heard people go so far as to say if somebody killed their own family member, they would, I ain't no snitch. But you're not going to carry out no street justice either. So now the dude who shot your brother still out here. Y'all was at the club. You went to the club. He was there. Y'all looked at each other, knowing he shot your brother. So now he's empowered because the community is either scared or they standing on they stand on stupidity, right? When I say people stuck on stupid, people standing on stupidity. And now this person can do something to somebody else that it didn't have to be done if y'all would have got him off the street. People don't like these kind of conversations because we've been manipulated into thinking that that's the right way to think. We've been manipulated into thinking that that's the proper way to think. But it's really just fear. Well, stupidity too, because some of them ain't scared. They not. They just dumb. And they not gonna go to jail for you. You're not gonna go to prison for the rest of your life trying to exact hood justice. You ain't gonna do it. Only a handful that get down like that. And some do get down like that. Some will say, nah, I ain't snitching. And their reason for not snitching is because they know what they getting ready to go do. They're like, nah, I know who did it. I'm gonna get them my own way just in case. This is their thinking. I'm gonna get them my own way just in case the courts might fail. Just in case people don't say. Some people don't want it to get to the courts. They're like, nah. This dude ain't finna get 20 years in prison or not even life. Nah. We finna send him where he sent my brother. That's how people think. But that's just that's a small percentage. It ain't but a handful that's gonna just cash it in like that. Everybody don't cash it in like that. But there are some people who, for whatever reasons, they will say, hey man, nah, what's that phone number? 222 tips. 222 tips. I don't know if it's like that in every state, but everybody got that hotline, that number that you call where you can give an anonymous, you can anonymously turn somebody in because of, most people, they do it for the reward money. Some of the same people that might say, well, nah, I ain't snitching, I ain't blah, 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 blah. But let them say $5,000, $10,000 reward. Them phone lines gonna be blowing up. And the reason why I know it's been successful is because 222 tips been out since I was a little boy. I can remember being a young fella. If you have any information, call 222 TIPS. And I think it's still around. Somebody can double check that for me. So somebody's telling. And money is always an incentive. But money shouldn't be the reason why we get people like that off the streets. Like, come on, man. We got to have some kind of respect for our community, man. You are not a benefit to our community. You don't belong, man. If you out here terrorizing the community and having no regard for anybody, you don't belong out here with us. That's just a fact, man. Come on. And when you get upset because somebody in the community stepped up and got you off the streets, you are basically saying, man, that's wrong, because I should be able to do whatever I want to do. I should be able to go and rob, kill, steal, get people strung out on dope, all these different things. I should be able to do that. And nobody should say nothing. Because if you say something, you snitching. Or if you say something and you snitch, then, hey, okay, I'm coming to see you. Or you lock me up, I'm going to send somebody to come see you. We backwards, man. We backwards. But the good thing is, when people make those claims about folks snitching and all that, and you were snitching and all this good stuff, what they don't factor in, okay, because I guess they call themselves talking to the street dudes, the street people or whatever, or the people that's supposed to just, you might not even be a street person. You might just be somebody in the hood. You just in the hood, just, hey, I'm in the hood, but I'm I'm getting up going to work every day. I'm just a regular dude out here. I ain't doing all that stuff. I'm going to hang out. They still lump you into that. Like, hey man, you. But everybody don't play by those dumb rules. Everybody don't play by those rules. There are regular civilians who want to live in a safe community, in a safe neighborhood. They want to raise families. They want to have families and raise children in a safe environment, in a safe community. And they don't want that kind of element interacting or being present in the community. Elderly people, working people who work hard for their money, and they don't want somebody coming along trying to come up off of their hard work or putting their family in danger. So those people don't play by the rules that y'all trying to make everybody play by. So if a 72-year-old woman sees the crime and she lets the police know and tells everything that happened, what are y'all gonna say about this? Man, that's that old lady snitching. Look how dumb you sound. That sounds dumb. Man, she violated the code. Grandma violated the code. She ain't playing by them rules. And everybody don't play by those rules, man. So that makes it sound dumb. So, but when they're younger, it's like, okay, well, that's cool. It's like, come on, man. Why shouldn't people have the right to just live safely in their own neighborhood? And why should you get a pass to be able to just go around just doing whatever the hell you want to do? And you better not tell. Better not tell on me. So Bun B, his wife, her life, his life was in jeopardy. And again, he did what any man would or should do, and that's protect his home and his family. And now they trying to say this man is snitch. Boy, it's something wrong with us, man. There's something wrong with us. It's crazy. This ain't elementary school, man. This ain't when you was growing up. You a tattletale. And that may be how it all started. Like when you was little, that's one of the worst things. Somebody, oh man, nah, don't say nothing. Don't let her know we gonna do it. She ain't nothing but old tattletale. Don't tell. She gonna tell mama. We all had that, I guess, that cousin, brother, sister. You couldn't do certain things because that one particular cousin or brother or sister gonna go tell mama. They gonna go tell it. That person who the teacher leave in charge to take names in the classroom when the teacher leaves. Hey, Mikey, you take names. I guess you always kind of knew which ones it was because the ones that love to take names. Who wants to take names? They want to tell it. Yeah, man. But the ones who live by that no snitching code, who do you really care about? I contend that you don't care about nobody. A lot of these cats be grown with families, with children, with mothers and grandmothers. A lot of these cats be in that category. So my contention is you don't care about nobody. I'm gonna see what y'all saying early because I got another part to this that I gotta add to it. but I want to see what y'all are saying early. Is that idiot did act? Idiot did act. You want to be able to trust your community and be a good force in it. And you want to be able to walk it. Now, that was a time where there were individuals in the community that protected the community. And I'm not talking about the police. That was a time where it was a different kind of code among people who did commit criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? And women and children were off limits, and just certain things that you just didn't do. It's like, shh. Phantom Face says those are the weak-minded. They're weak-minded, but they're also stupid. They're ignorant. They're idiots. Because if that kind of logic makes sense to you, you're not very smart. And it's grown men, man, there's dudes in their 40s and 50s that live by that. But as soon as you ask them, well, what you supposed to do then? That's when it started getting real jumbled up. I'm reading y'all's comments now. Curtis says, thanks for having the balls to tackle this topic. I stumbled across it by accident. I saw Willie D's channel about the Bun B case. I'm like, man, you got to be joking with me. It's no way. But then again, it is a way because we messed up. So I can't even tell if somebody did try to do something to me. If you the victim, you're not supposed to say nothing. There's just no way around it then, right? Sir, who did this to you? I ain't no snitch, man. Sir, your head's got a knot on it this big, and who did this? Hey, man, I ain't no snitch. I live by the code. Yeah, he gonna come finish you off next time. Papaline, the topic should be when you clicked in on the title. It should be right there. You should have seen the topic, Papaline, when you clicked on the video. We're not gonna ever grow until we get out of that immature mindset, man. That's beyond immaturity. Like I say, that's just stupidity. You just are dumb at this point, man. Curtis Sly says crime does pay if no one snitches. And see, that word is what makes people not do what they should do in those types of situations. The word snitch is such a dirty word. It's a word that's like, ugh. It's a word that nobody wants their name associated with. That's more so what it is. I don't know of any other word that can be substituted to where it's like, well, hey, man. But the word snitch. And then this is how crazy it is. The people who try to talk about the snitching and the snitching code and the snitching this, you should never do this. You shouldn't snitch. You shouldn't. You're the lowest of the low. You're a rat. All this, whatever you say, whatever you call it, right? These the same people that see these cats that are in this modern day time glorify the term snitching, and y'all don't seem to have a problem with it. You listen to their music, you follow their personalities. DJ on the track says street rules don't apply to civilians. Well, let me ask you a question. And it's not rhetorical. I really want to answer from everybody. Should street rules make sense? Should street rules be logical? Because a rule, by definition, is something that is put in place. It's a discipline that's put in place to maintain a degree of order, right? That's what I would define a rule as being, right? So even if we call it a street rule, shouldn't there be some sensibility to it? Shouldn't it make sense? Or do we just say, nope, the streets are this rule? And I don't necessarily agree with that, because a lot of people that have been civilians that have came and stepped up and said this and spoke out and, hey, this was the guy, and pointed this guy out, they got pulled into the street rule. They got pulled up under the law, that law, because grandmama house got shot up. Little brother, something happened to him. These are just civilians. So it still crosses over if somebody decides to say, well, nah, all snitches get stitches, as they say, right? So there haven't been just a clear slate of civilians making that call and pointing out that person, and then nothing ever happening to the civilian because the street said, ha, oh, it's a civilian. Okay, well, I guess I can't do nothing to him. We have to get out of that kind of mindset, man. This man's wife was in a life-threatening situation. How old are the people who are standing on this code to accuse that man of being a snitch? Forget the dude that tried to kill his family. What is he? Oh, he a G. What is he? Why is the community not ripping him to shreds? And how can you snitch on somebody that's already in custody, that's already clearly about to be gone? I'm just throwing that part in because I don't subscribe to nothing that anybody who agrees with that. DJ says civilians got the right to snitch. No, they don't. I just told you they come back and pop civilians too. He says civilians got the right to snitch. When you live in that life, you don't. Well, the example I gave earlier was of saying if you are living whatever that life is, snitching to me is, like I said, 3 of us do something, 1 of us get caught, the 1 tell on the 3 that got away. To me, that's snitching. Or the 1 that gets caught, he's in a bad situation, and they say, well, look, man, hey, I can make this easier on you, but you got to give me something. You got to give me somebody, man. And he throws a name towards the police that has nothing to do with what he got going on. Man, I can probably get y'all Big Johnny. Oh, Big Johnny? You mean the big dope dealer that been had the whole state? So yeah, I can get y'all. Big Johnny minding his business somewhere. Ain't got no connection to what you did. Okay, yeah, I get it. I understand that aspect of it. It's like, come on. But dude, if you out here popping and killing, man, you we just supposed to let that type of person keep on being out there, huh? And everybody talking about these street codes and these street rules and all that. Man, that's so lightweight in the eyes of the real gangsters. I'm gonna say that again. Y'all are so lightweight in the eyes of the real gangsters. Who the real gangsters, y'all? Y'all are doing the work of the real gangsters. And or operating on autopilot, doing the work of the real. This government set this whole thing up for y'all to be out here doing everything y'all doing in the first place. It's crazy. And some of the most so-called solid dudes that y'all think was so solid, a lot of them done told. See, you say civilians got to man up. Civilians shouldn't have to even. See, that's the thing. That's basically saying that, hey, man, everybody should fall in line to these codes. No. People should not have to get up and go to work and try to raise their children and establish families in an environment like that. People shouldn't even, that's not even fair, bro. Come on, man. That's why I say when I say we got to be wild, we got to grow up, man. That's not right, man. That's not fair. Well, y'all got to figure it out. We out here. We out here doing what we do, so y'all got to navigate through it. Come on, man. But this government, whether somebody told on you or not, this system, this judicial system, they don't have no problem locking you up for the rest of your life. And you'll be standing on that code to the day they take you out that cell in a doggone bag. And you're right. Nobody is going to stop doing crime. That's not what I'm saying. That's not even the topic. I don't even know what the point of saying that is. Yeah, people ain't going to stop doing crime until they stop doing crime. They'll stop eventually, one way or the other, but that's not the point. The point is, we got to stop trying to hold a law-abiding civilian or even somebody. You got to stop trying to hold people accountable for trying to have a clean, peaceful environment, holding them more accountable for a ridiculous code, more so than you holding the ones accountable for the ones who out there creating all the problems. They don't get to be held accountable. Is that what you're saying? You don't want, no, we don't hold our criminals. Okay, that sound like the government. The judges, the politicians, the presidents, they can do whatever they want to do, and there's no accountability. So that's the thought process. They should be able to do whatever they want to do. And the bad guy is not the criminal, but the person who trying to get the criminal off the street. So my 8-year-old can bounce the basketball on the sidewalk. Did somebody pass by shooting at somebody else, shoot the 8-year-old little boy? 16 people was outside and saw it, but ain't nobody supposed to say nothing? Do that really make sense, bro? Think of that logic. Oh, don't say nothing. No, you ain't supposed to say nothing. Okay, well, let him go kill somebody else. We messed up, y'all. We messed up. And our hate to use this term, but it fits. But I don't like to use these little popular cliche terms that everybody, but I have to say it. This low vibrational mind state that we operate under is the reason why we in the situation we in. Y'all hit the like button, man. We can get to 100 likes real early tonight. It's looking like. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it right now. But this low vibrational mindset is the reason why we are in the condition that we are in today. And black folks are spearheading this movement. We're spearheading this movement. And the narrative has been created that I cannot be labeled that, even if you're really not that. Concerned citizen. I want to live like that. I want to grow up around that. That ain't fair. And some of these people who think like that, they got families. They got children. But you've been so indoctrinated into that thought process that, again, it could happen to somebody in your family. You wouldn't do nothing about it. And some of y'all ain't gonna get no street justice either, just like I said earlier. That's one of the reasons why the police department is so corrupt. Because the police department, they got dirty officers, and the so-called good officers, they won't tell on the dirt that the dirty officers are doing. So let me ask those who say no snitching, that's the code. You shouldn't snitch, you shouldn't tell, you shouldn't do this and do that. Does that apply in law enforcement too? Does that apply in law enforcement? Like if it's a cop running around here beating the hell out of black folks on back roads and choked out a couple of black people or just disproportionately pulling over black folks and harassing them and carrying out all these kind of acts, and his partner is seeing this every day, but his partner don't really get down like that. Is his partner a snitch if he reports that crooked police officer? He a snitch too, huh? He a snitch too? How does it work? I'm trying to find out the rules. So why ain't the cop a snitch? Why is the cop not a snitch when he tells on the dirty cop? I'm trying to figure out why. Dollar Bill says you got 40 and 50-year-olds still banging. I guess it ain't no way out. And still living by that same code. And I understand now. Some people have let themselves get so deeply immersed into that culture that they literally, well, I don't say literally, but in their mind, they literally, like, if they wanted to, like, transition out of that, they feel that they couldn't because they put more, they give more power to that culture than they do to a culture that God himself set up. So they'll stand on that. You could tell them, man, dude, you 50 years old, you still subscribing to that. And they'll justify it somehow. But what I'm saying is that the lines are really blurred when it comes to defining what a snitch is. That's what I'm saying. This conversation was inspired by the fact that people are actually fixing their mouth to say that Bun B is snitching. There's no exceptions. There's no, well, no, this don't qualify as that. It's like something happened in the streets, regardless of how I get down, they try to do it to you. If you make a statement, you snitched. Well, I tell you what, one day we're gonna find out from Allah how dumb that thought process really is and how non-productive and meaningless it is. You will have blood on your hands. That's what it's going to boil down to. You will have blood on your hands to know that this person out there doing all this and doing and destroying people's lives and family lives, and you know it. See, it's the same principle as when you have acquired knowledge, since we're going to talk about Allah. When Allah says that, paraphrasing, those of us who have been given knowledge and wisdom, we now have an obligation to share and spread that knowledge to others. You can't hold that information. You have a duty to pass on that knowledge and that information. Otherwise, if you don't, then guess what? Whatever happens to that person that you could have imparted that knowledge to, their blood is on your hands. If it's something in the category through which you knew, you could have told them this or that and that. You could have gave them the game on this or that, but you didn't. You held it. You held it. And then boom, something happened. Oh. Well, I thought, didn't you know that? Why didn't you tell that brother that? Why didn't you tell that sister that they shouldn't have? So it's the same thing. You let somebody out here running wild because I ain't no snitch. And now 2 or 3 more people done got jammed up. Your blood is on their hands. Their blood is on your hands. It's on your hands. Whether you want to try to switch it and mold it and shape it to however you want to make it to justify what I'm solid, what I'm standing on. Cool, stand on it. Stand on it. But we have condensed, we have broken down all of the principles of God, all of just the righteous, just basic right from wrong, right principles. We have just busted that all the way down, just universal principles. We've busted it all the way down into just ignorant, stupid, so-called codes. All the way down to meaningless nothing. That's how small this is. You're only here for a short time. You're not here forever. So all that little crap that you standing on and you think that it's so important, you think it's real, I'm being real and all that. Like, yeah, man, you're gonna be out of here in no time. I don't care if you live to be 80. That's a short period of time in the totality of time. Nobody's gonna remember you 72,000 years from now. Some of y'all ain't gonna be remembered 2 years after you gone. That's the way the world works. They're gonna come to the funeral, cry for a little while, talk about you for a couple of weeks, and then back to business. So they say don't stand for something, you fall for anything. But what is we standing on? We done already fell for it. See, we speaking that in the wrong order now. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Well, we done already fell for the anything. That's why we believe the way we believe. That's why we think stupid and backwards like that. Now that we done fail, we got to go back and we got to stand up. We got to stand for something, because we standing for nothing. And that's why we fail. I'm reading y'all words again. I'm over here in the chat box. Let me see what y'all talking about. Jamie Hernandez, I appreciate you. Caesar Ortega says, in theory, it should. They are a gang. Ride with. You talking about the police? And but also too. And I know what people say, well, man, you know, if it's gang, it's this and that. If it's street, it's this and that. Yeah. But man, it's about right or wrong. It's about the big picture with me, man. We don't care nothing about our community in the big picture, in the grand scheme, because this is not beneficial. This is not profitable for us. And I'm not talking about profitable in terms of money. It's not beneficial to us, man. We operating like children when we think like this. But luckily, it's a lot of people who don't think like that, who can counteract any of those ridiculous thoughts when somebody would say that Bun is snitching because he testified in a situation that his family and his life was in jeopardy. What, are you supposed to just not say nothing? So Bun don't say nothing about what happened. They might accuse him of being, man, that might have been a setup. He don't even want to talk. I'm still reading y'all's words. RGB says, but Bun is a gangster rapper and he got on the stand and testified. The testimony footage right here on YouTube. You can't rap gangster and be a snitch. See, that's where we have to disagree. Because number one, Bun B is not a gangster rapper. That's number one. He's not a gangster rapper. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that he was a gangster rapper. What Bun B also is, because we'll get into gangster rap and how 99% of all people who fall into the category of gangster rappers are not out doing gangster stuff all the time, because they would all be locked up. Ice Cube would have been long gone. Scarface would have been long gone. They're not out committing these acts that they rap about. I don't care if it's MC8. I don't care who you name. They're not out doing all this. But what Bun B is a businessman, very successful businessman. Think about it. Trill Burgers, the affiliation with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo every year, big 70,000 people event that he does every year. He's a businessman. He works with law firms and all these. This man is one of the most intelligent, articulate, business-minded individuals that we have in the hip hop community, but just period, as a successful businessman. He ain't, see, being a gangster rapper and being a gangster is two different things. But he's not even a gangster rapper. So I have to respectfully disagree, and it wouldn't matter to me if he was a gangster rapper. If somebody is trying to kill his family and he successfully defends his family, and now he has to speak on it to clarify, to get understanding, to get this person off the street so they can't do that to nobody else. He's tied to some code. No, no, sir. No, sir. Username says the same way the government is against whistleblowers. Yeah, everybody that's doing wrong is naturally going to be against anybody who's going to expose their wrong. So I guess I'm a snitch too. I got a whole lot of records where I'm blowing the whistle on the government and the uh, the religious fakes and frauds, among us in the community, in the hood. So I'm a snitch too then, because I got a song called Telling on Them. Am I a snitch? Or it just apply? You see, we only do it to each other. See, this is why we messed up, y'all. But it's a good conversation to have. But this is why we messed up. This is why we in last place. This is why we in last place in the race. Because these are the things that we spend our time vilifying each other about as black people. These are the things. No Name says people got a prison mentality. They following, Apocalyptic Minister says no code. No, they following the wrong code. The code should be, hey man, protect the women and children, the babies, the elderly. Don't let that stuff y'all doing spill over. That should be the code. Who are you says, why is someone a snitch? Because they condone criminal activity? Not condone or condemn criminal activity. Yeah, that's what they saying. Those who are saying no snitch code, they're condoning criminal activity. They the ones condoning it. You're condoning criminal activity if you're telling people, hey, shh, let the criminals go. Don't say nothing about it. Somebody breaking in houses in your neighborhood. It's been a string of burglaries in your neighborhood. It's been a string of burglaries. They hitting house to house every other day. Somebody getting popped. You know who doing it. You don't even know them, though, but you know who it is. They're not even a friend of yours. So I'm gonna take that away because I'm like, man, that's my homeboy. I ain't gonna tell because he ain't gonna hit my house. Now you don't know him, but you know who it is. But they just tear your neighborhood. Please, somebody who been condoning the criminals, what are you supposed to do in that situation? You don't know them personally now. I'm creating a hypothetical scenario. Somebody who agrees with the no snitching code, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Let me reiterate it, so just in case you don't know what I said there's a string of burglaries taking place in your neighborhood. You live in that neighborhood. You've somehow found out who's doing it, but you don't have no connections to them. You don't know them, so you can't say, well, that's my homeboy. I can't tell them my homeboy. You don't know who they are. I mean, you don't know them personally, but you know who they are. What are you supposed to do, Mr. No Snitch Code? I think I know one answer I'm gonna see. What you supposed to do? I'm just waiting to read. I'm trying to find out, Dollar Bill, what those who may be in here that say you ain't supposed to do nothing. I don't care how many people the man killed. I don't care if he shot 5 elementary school children by accident trying to shoot somebody else. You ain't supposed to say nothing. I want to talk to them people. Okay, now G said what I knew somebody was going to say. He said, you take care of it yourself. But that sounds good in theory. Ain't nobody out here doing that. Maybe a chosen, what percentage of the gangsters, the hard, you ain't a gang, you just a dude in the hood dudes, the ones who say I stand on this, I'm solid. What percentage of y'all are out here cleaning up the street, taking matters into your own hands and cleaning up the street? Y'all ain't out here doing that. Y'all ain't out here doing that. Because a lot of them, they scared. They like, I ain't gonna go to jail. So I ain't gonna tell, but I ain't gonna do nothing either to go to jail. So now your house is next in line. What you gonna do? What do you do in that situation? Explain it. Explain it. So RGB say, I'll just move. That's the solution? So you're just gonna pack your family up and I'm just gonna move. That's not inconveniencing to you? When you know where you just get this fool off the street? Because that's to say they belong on the street, right? You're basically saying that they belong on the street. Do they belong on the street? Just as you read my mind, you can't run from. Somebody just said, I just read a comment that said, it's crime everywhere. You can't escape it, basically. So no matter where you move to, you got to pack up and move again. And pack up and move again. See this is where the logic gets distorted with me, because the extremes that we are willing to go to defend that foolishness is not even worth. So we're gonna go to, honey, I'm home. Hey, baby, how you doing? Hey, we gotta move. I'm in a position where I might have to snitch. Pack everything. Well, we just moved here 6 months. We gotta go. Rather than saying, hey man, neighborhood, we need to get together, get this clown off the streets, man. I know who this dude is. Let's get this dude out the way. He's a detriment to our community. See, if there's a what's the scenario that I'm looking for? I got it in my head, but I'm trying to figure out how to verbally relay it to y'all. If there's a flock of animals and you are a farmer, there's a flock of animals, and one of those animals gets sick and runs the risk of contaminating the rest of your animals, the rest of your livestock, would you not remove that animal from the community of your livestock? Or you say, well, hey man, just leave him in there. You remove him so the rest of your community can survive and thrive. So you leave the poison in the community and he ends up poisoning the rest of the community. That makes no sense, man. Come on, man. We have to grow up and out of that kind of thinking, man. Because most of y'all ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. They can kill your child. You ain't gonna do nothing. It's a few that will. It's a few that will just up. Well, that's it. My life is over. I'm risking it all. There are some that'll get down like that, but there's some of y'all, man, y'all wouldn't do nothing. Or what you would do, you get on the news, or you try to you would become that which you say you would never become. See, a lot of people just be talking. That's a fact. A lot of y'all just be talking because you want to portray and present yourself as I'm just this solid dude that stand on these coals. That you just be talking. But placed in the situation, you'll be right there getting down with everybody else. Well, his name was Theodis Johnson, and I knew him from in the old neighborhood, and he's about 6'2". He's got a scar that runs across his head like this. He got a tattoo of pop out a Sailor Man on his. Y'all, he talking, singing like a bird. Oh man, why would you even want? Why would you be fine with your grandmother living in an environment like that? Because I ain't no snitch. It's that word, boy. See, words are powerful. So that word is what makes people, if it was called something else, and maybe it might not be, but maybe it would. But that blood is on your hands, bro. You know how somebody kills somebody and then they get arrested and locked up, and then somehow the courts give them a bond, and then they be like, man, how you get a bond? Then the family raised money knowing he did it, but they love their little nephew and they raise money to get him out. He get out on bond. He been out on bond 2 weeks and he killed somebody else. DJ says they got Muslim communities that police their own neighborhoods. We need Islam. Yeah, that's true. But even when you have communities and people who police their own neighborhood, that will still at some point, if something really pops off, there will still be an actual police presence, an official police presence that shows up on the scene. The Muslims will keep things together, of course, to a large degree. But at some point, if something gets bad enough, everybody gonna be there. The Muslims, the activists, the laws, everybody's gonna be there. So, yeah. So what happens when the Muslims, when the laws come around and pull up what happened and the Muslims are there, and the Muslims get to say, because the Muslims ain't gonna ride with that. The Muslims ain't gonna hold their tongue and be running around here talking about no snitching and all this stuff. I know that for a fact. So now the Muslims are snitches. So we got to make sense, y'all. We got to make sense, y'all. I'm still reading y'all's comments, man. Phantom Face say he got to go. Don't give a damn what he do, who he know, or what he look like. You got to go. You're poison. Some of y'all will go and get some French fries from the fast food joint, And if you going through your French fries and you pull one of them French fries out and it's too burnt and black on the tip, some of y'all gonna throw that fry away. This fry don't belong. I ain't eating that one. But you won't get rid of a bad apple that's corrupting our neighborhood and our communities, man. Why are criminals, why can't we hold them accountable? Of our own. We're not supposed to hold, there's no accountability. I'm at answer the question, those who believe in the code, that's not supposed to be no accountability. Yes or no? Everybody who feels like the snitching code is legit, that's criminals can do whatever they want, right? And they're not ever supposed to be held accountable by anybody, because ain't nobody gave me the answer yet. Well, they said, somebody said they're gonna move. And some of y'all, man, a lot of y'all that's talking about Bun snitching, this is the funny part. What you would have did if you'd came in and that man would have had your wife had your wife held up at gun or knife point. Some of y'all would have took off running. That'd have been the end of y'all wife. That man showed more courage than a lot of men would have did who's talking that talk. Some of y'all would have let y'all wife just, well, baby, we had a good run. We had a good run. I loved you. I loved you, baby. Jumped out the window and left her in there. Left her in there with the dude. Come on, man. I done seen mothers turn their own child in. Mothers who knew that their own son had did exactly what he was accused of doing. He told mama, whatever the case is, they knew it. And fathers have turned their own children in. They snitches. Oh, my bad, I forgot. It don't apply to the civilians. Because the love and the pain that a parent will feel knowing that their child is out here being that wild and reckless, but also having the understanding to know that's my child. I love my son. My son ain't but 19. My son is buck wild. I love him, but I can't let my son be out here endangering people like that. These are the parents. You know how hard that got to be? And I've seen it many times. Hit the like button if y'all haven't already, man. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are just now popping in on your big brother for the first time ever. Subscribe. Be a regular. We have these kind of conversations from time to time. Oh, what's going on? Michelle Wood says there's power in numbers. Dollar Bill said that's basically someone telling you, let me do what I want and you better not say nothing. That's really all it is. And guess what they're going? I ain't gonna say that. They're not saying that. No matter who die, no matter who get, unbelievable. Appreciate the love, LB. Texas Outlaw says evil must not exist. I want to give a shout out to Bun B. Y'all made me realize sometimes, y'all made me think sometimes y'all want things to be, y'all want the world to be just evil and corrupt. Man. Hey, y'all drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. I'm still looking at y'all comments. But meanwhile, drop y'all locations so I can shout y'all out, man. Jay is in Austin. Spook is in Mobile, Alabama. Daniel Rogers says, I think people have accepted it, not that they wanted to be that way. Yeah, but we can't give up. What's up, 3? Out there in Quebec, Canada. The homie James Hoffman, in New Jersey. Yeah, Phantom Face. Some people they like this type of stuff. Mo Trippin is in Guam. Man, Guam is in the building. Mike Nice in Boston, Mass. Justice Welford, Dallas, Pleasant Grove. Phantom Face is in the 614, better known as Columbus. Username is in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Curtis Slide, ATL. Bankhead 1, Moore, Oklahoma. What's up, Erica? One of my ride or dies out there in Lumberton, Texas. Idiot, Did Act, still in Fresno. Apocalyptic Minister, my brother out there in Kansas City. Yes, sir, man. Give you one back. LL Knight Rider says the counterbalance is necessary. We got many woke in sheep's clothing around that are scared and alone in their understanding. Texas made fella. South Dallas. Okay, Dallas coming through. Michael DeRusso was out there in Baton Rouge, BR. Casual P. Oshkosh Bagosh. Y'all don't know nothing about that. What up, Jesse? My homie Jesse Paris up in this thing, Denver, Colorado. Tulare, California's in the building. Joe Callio. What if y'all, Dollar Bill just put something on my mind. Okay. All the no snitching code people, please answer this question for me. Dollar Bill just put something on my mind with his question. This is for all of the no snitching code. No matter what, you don't snitch, you don't da 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 da. I just want to ask y'all a question. So you coming out the store, minding your business, and you see some guy attacking a woman trying to snatch a purse or something, right? What would you do? First question is, what would you do? I think I know the answer to the second question before I ask it. What would you do? I give y'all time while I'm shouting out to answer the question. Is that Jen Us Land, also known as Boston, Massachusetts? Okay. LL Knight Rider is in Vancouver. RGB King 40,000 is in Florida, the 904. JoJo, what's up, JoJo Jones, East Texas, 903. We're from the 904 in Florida to the 903 in Texas. Stray Dog is in Nina. No Name is in Duval County. We've been doing the whole time. I'm still here. We've been trying to define snitching. So nobody answered the question. You're coming out the store as a grown man, you see a man attacking a woman, trying to steal her purse. What would you do? They probably feel like it's a setup question because it is. Yeah, they're not answering this question. Well, my thing would be this. If you help the old lady, is that a form of snitching? That might be a weird question, but I'm just wondering, like, if you help the old lady, and then if you help the old lady, forget the police, because I know what y'all gonna say. Because if I say, okay, as you done helped the old lady, you done knocked the dude out, right? The dude laid out, and the police pull up, and they say, hey, what happened out here? Are you gonna go, nothing happened? What happened? Well, we just had a fight, man. Why is this man knocked out? Why is the lady over there crying? We just got into it. Then the police say, okay, well, all right, y'all just had a fight, man. Just let him go. That what y'all would do? Man, boy, y'all heartless. Nobody would help the lady? Man. I'm just trying to figure out what you would do. It's like, because like I say, this seems like a conversation where so many people seem to be condoning criminal behavior. It's all right. So I guess maybe y'all would just let the lady get a purse snatched and get beat up and all. I guess y'all would. Wow. Man. We different, y'all. We different. We live in a different generation. Yep. All right, y'all. Well, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And also, hold on, we got Go Freeway, Houston, Texas. Mrs. 1R100. Yeah, don't put your exact address on there, ma'am. Y'all subscribe to the Underground Dialogue Podcast. Hey, I want to thank y'all for the support that y'all have been giving the Underground Dialogue Podcast. The new episode is up right now. So y'all just got to go to YouTube and pop this in there. The new episode is up right now with D-Red and the Botany Boys. We appreciate the support because y'all really have supported that video in just 24 hours, man. So I thank y'all. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going, man, because he dropped some serious knowledge. So y'all want to go watch that multiple times if you want to just get some game from it. But also subscribe to our sports podcast, Legends 34. We just had a new episode that we just filmed last week that's coming, where we interviewed NBA legend Cadillac Anderson, straight out of H-Town, man. So y'all be sure to subscribe to the Legends 34 podcast. And all of those who want to support your big brother musically, of course, y'all can get all my music on all the digital platforms, of course, that only pay us a piece of a penny. But you can also get physical copies. Y'all can still get the CDs and all this good stuff. I got no CDs on me. From that website, SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. Go order you some music. Go order you some whatever we got on there. And Dollar Bill, we got the new comic book coming. When we looking at dropping the Annihilation of the Evil Machine comic book? It'll be coming real soon, y'all. So if you caught this in the middle or the end, y'all go back and watch the beginning, read the title, y'all, to see what we're talking about. Um, and I'm really like I say, it's upsetting to me that we raising a generation of people who will hold a person who wants to get criminals off the street more accountable than we'll hold the criminal themselves. So that ain't something that we need to be doing out here, man. We got to change our thinking and get off of that foolishness and quit trying to live up to codes that make no sense, that are not beneficial to us as a people moving forward. It ain't beneficial to us. It's detrimental, not beneficial. All right, so I'll catch y'all later on. August and September on the comic book, y'all. Peace and love, man. All right.